Hello, and today I wanted to do a Drupal tutorial showing off a really cool module more than anything and how to use it. As many of you know, my personal site runs WordPress, but I want to get all my sites migrated over to Drupal. So all the sites that I work on and my personal site, so that all I'm dealing with is Drupal. But it's a bit difficult when something's already in WordPress, or at least I thought it would be. I thought I'd have to write all these database queries and stuff that I didn't even understand. But I decided to look through Drupal's module directory for a module that would allow me to migrate from the WordPress content management system to the Drupal content management system, and I found a great module that lets you do it. It works great. There's a few caveats with it, but I've worked around those, and it lets me do everything I want to do. So that's what we're going to show you how to do today. The module that we're going to need is over at drupal.org/project/WordPress_import, and here's the project page for it on drupal.org. It can input posts as nodes, a blog or page. It inputs WordPress pages, it inputs categories as taxonomy terms, and it inputs comments and trackbacks as Drupal comments. So, pretty full featured module. There's also another module called WordPress WP_migrate, but I wouldn't recommend using that. So that's basically what we're going to show how to do today. So I've just got those two modules installed. Now the first thing we're going to do is go over to our WordPress install, which in my case was my personal website. Now I'm still gonna run my personal blog entirely on WordPress, and I might never move it over fully to Drupal. But it was just something I was playing around with doing it, and this module allowed me to do it. But I just want you guys to know that I won't be moving it from Drupal. I won't be moving it from WordPress for the foreseeable future. So all I'm going to do is go to log into the back end of my domain, and I'm just going to log in to where my WordPress installation is. And what we need to do is get WordPress to give us the data. So the way we need to do that is give us a file. So in WordPress 2.8 here, you go to the toolbox, and then it says tools, and then one of the options on that file menu is the export option. What we're going to do is we're going to hit that. And you're going to choose, this is where Drupal's going to suck its information out of. It actually sucks it out of the RSS feed. This is a form of RSS file, and it contains all the data about your blog. The only option you have is to choose what author, and this they'll create a user account for this in Drupal and file everything under that author. So it's great if you've got multiple authors, and then you can select all authors. But I'm just going to select my name and then hit download export file. I'm going to save it to my desktop. In this file is all the data that the WordPress module needs to suck all the WordPress information into our database and display it as Drupal nodes. Now, it's important to note that we're also going to need the Trackback module. This helps to incorporate WordPress trackbacks. On my personal dev site, I did this and then removed the Trackback module because I don't use trackbacks in WordPress, but it's needed for basic operation of the Wordpress Import module, and yeah, you just need it. So now that we've got that Aliases file from our WordPress, we don't need that anymore. What we need to do now is go over to our Drupal installation, and this is just my test installation. It's a pretty raw installation of Drupal, and all I'm going to do is enable the WordPress Import module. Hit Save Configuration, and then it's going to tell me a couple of things. It's going to tell me it needs the path module. This is going to help to keep the paths to the pages exactly the same as they were in a WordPress. So when you migrate away, you won't use any of the search engine rankings. Comments, so it can input all the comments, and trackback. Taxonomy also has to be enabled to input all the categories, and it'll help with tagging posts, but that's already enabled on this site. So we're just going to hit continue and say that it's okay to enable all those modules. Once that's enabled, if we go to our content management section, and then we'll see a new option at the bottom that says WordPress Import, and it says import WordPress WXR file, and that's what we just exported from WordPress. So it's a straight export input process. So we're just gonna hit that, and you could do it from a file on the server, but I'm just gonna upload a file. Hit next, and find the file on my desktop, WordPress the date.xml, and then hit next. Now we've got a few options. What we can do is, because we're that user Tom, which I chose to input the blog entries for, we've got some new options. We can assign him to different things on our site. We can either not input any of the blog entries from him, which would be pointless. We can create a new user called Tom, or we can assign his entries to any of the other users on the site. And in my case, all that's available is admin. I created the blog entries and I'm the admin, so it makes sense to select admin. We've now got a few options. What do we want to input posts as? Now, currently with this module, this is bad, but this is one of my major gripes with it. You can't create your own post content types and have them done there. You have to use either the blog content type or the story content type. In a future video, I'm going to show you how to change all the nodes into your own CCK content type by writing a simple script. But I'm just going to input them as story content types because I don't want that to work. I don't want to have to use the blog module, so And then there's next thing called create path aliases. If you've got friendly permalinks in your WordPress blog, I highly recommend you select this, because what it'll try to do is keep your URLs exactly the same as they were in WordPress, your public URLs, so they won't be perceived as any different by the search engines, so you won't get any broken links to posts you had when they're in WordPress. They'll just map to the Drupal page. So what we're going to do is hit next, and then it's going to say that it's inputted 31 posts, 5 categories and 25 comments. Now if this is exactly what was on my WordPress blog, and if we go to the contents management section and we go on comments, for example, it translates the name and the comment, so there we can see all the posts and the comments that go with them. So that's pretty nice. If we down the bottom here, we can also see the taxonomy term that it's cited to, and if I click that taxonomy term, it'll show me all the things that are tagged with that taxonomy term. So basically what we've done is imported everything from a WordPress blog into Drupal with an awesome module. Thank you for watching this video, and in the next tutorial we're going to convert these into CCK content types. Thanks for watching.